Swiping right on the Rust River Trail. I loved this place before I loved the man who brought me here. We met on Tinder, which, though an unpromising place to begin, led me away from my 7-bedroom apartment crammed with 6 undergrads and a chihuahua in Boston to a house by a river tucked behind a cedar drive in southern Vermont. When I first came in January, I skipped my morning run because the dirt roads were snow-slicked and I wanted to savor the shuffling exploration of that first morning as I rummaged unfamiliar shelves for spices, plodded from drawer to drawer looking for a skillet I only found after the man wrapped one arm around my waist and pointed with the other. We ate with Sunday slowness and watched the juncos through the frosty window panes. A few days into that first visit, I stopped pretending that I could start my days with breakfast, without exercising to instill some sense of safety in my own skin. The only breakfasts I don't fear are the ones I burn off. Because the river trail still required snowshoes to traverse, I skirted patches of ice on the mountain up Black Mountain, my fingers on fire in my gloves, my nose and eyes streaming in the early morning cold. The trees, the fields, the old graveyard, even the ditches at the edge of the stone walls were the whitest things I ever saw. They were worth the shin splints, the searing skin, and the falling arches that make me groan like an old man while I slither out of bed and hobble to the bathroom. Mornings are always worth it. As the spring came and the snow melted, I kept coming back to visit the man. The river trail grew runnable. In March, the frozen river unwound like a granite ribbon, and the dregs of the year's snow tufted the rocks that protruded from the ice. Newly exposed leaves squished under my feet as I panted through the trees just starting to regain their leaves. Waterfalls clung, suspended to the rock faces that sloped down from the brown underbrush of the forest floor. These mornings were so quiet and felt like mine. I trotted back to the man's house and went back to bed pleasantly hungry, my stomach purring, and wormed under the covers to make him shiver as he wrapped up my flushed, stone-cold skin. I went away just as spring began in earnest. The pandemic kept me home until the end of August, and when I saw a man again, the skies had turned blue and infinite. I got up early in vain attempts to avoid the humidity that left my inner thighs chafed raw. I left the golden haze around the leaves and the river's glubbing current. I loved this trail for knowing how silent it had been months before. I loved this and all the other trails I run for letting me feel I know it, with the intimacy you can only find soon after waking, or during those young hours when you can look at a man and see the way he slept as a child. I love every morning and resent each one, because I've run until I've broken bones, strained tendons that left me limping, pinched nerves and scraped knees, and I've still not made my body into the one I remember, the one that felt a little more like home. I will keep running until I get there.